Easy.
On behalf of ICAN UK executives, we are pleased and honored to welcome you to our 5th UK Zonal Accountants Conference. And it's themed Building Tomorrow's Africa Today, but Nigeria in Focus. And it's taking place at this grand building, Excel, which is one of the largest conference centers in London. So it is a privilege for us to oversee this wonderful view. And there's also an oceanology conference taking place, so you'll see a lot of movement run up and down the river as that happens, and I think that's a bonus for us. So you're welcome to this wonderful venue.
We're going to be starting with the first conference speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, can you put your hands together as we welcome Professor Howard.
Nigerian authorities have successfully made the best use of the oil revenue, and things have been done better.
We'll move on to recognition, and as usual, I'm going to start with the presidency. We have in our midst the 53rd president of the Institute, Alhaji Ismaila Muhammad Zakari. And I would like to recognize my district chair, Mrs. B. Mosunsami. Please clap for my chair.
Yes, again, my name is and it is an incredible honor to be here with you all this afternoon. Before I begin, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this platform to speak and to share my thoughts with the esteemed delegates here today. I would also be remiss if I didn't give a special mention to my late father, Chief M.K.O. Abiola, who imbued in me a hope for our great nation and a passion to pursue every possible avenue to help Nigeria become a better and more prosperous nation.
So when the district society intended that you should come and deliver this powerful speech, the best they could have done is to go to the Nigerian community and say, we want our young people between the ages of 15 and 25 as volunteers to come and listen to somebody who wants to talk to them about their future. Most of us here, we are all in the evenings of our lives.
us can take this back to every youth that we come in contact with. We are the ones that have the contacts, the network, the power, the experience that the youth don't have. So our role when we hear this message, there's nothing stopping any of you from taking Lai back to Nigeria to speak to youth. Nothing.
The chairman of Membership Affairs Committee has told me that we're doing induction for about 2,000 brand new chartered accountants, and you're going to speak to them as the guest speaker.
I can't repeat.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome again. Please permit me to stand on existing protocol. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome the speaker, the very first speaker for today. So without further ado, please put your hands together and welcome to the podium, Ms. Maroon Benton.
So we're going to be talking tax, and I think for each and every one of us in the audience, it's a very relevant topic. We need to know what is going on in our country, and we need to know what we could do to support. We need to know what we could do to galvanize the development and the action that is going on, because at the end of the day, it's ultimately our country. So for the next an hour or less, I'm just going to be talking about the new tax awakening and the quest for building a new tax culture in the country.
Easy.
What we should do is we should do the right thing, we should pay the right taxes, and then we should galvanize and advocate around the citizens to demand accountability.
It's beyond that. You see, the three critical challenges in taxation system in this country are: one, sensitization. You must convince the current and potential taxpayer to pay. It's beyond legality, where if you don't pay, you are tax evading. No, that is the moral aspect of it. The second one is the capacity. Look, how many staff does FRS have compared, say, to the FRS equivalent in the United States? They don't have. They have less than 10,000 now, and you have a population of over 170 million. That capacity is not there, and the capacity is both in terms of numbers and the skills necessary to do that. That's number three, and the most critical also is the application. If I pay tax, what do I do? If you are here, you will see what your money has been done with. My first child was born in London, and everything was free, and I was a foreigner and a student. I need to provide everything for myself. So there is need for demonstrably seeing the justification for paying the tax by seeing that it is just the justiciability of application of this. So these are the three critical issues. Thank you.
My factory is behind a local government secretariat. The only day the chairman can be said to us, we need to know, we need to assess. And my MD said to him that, I'm sorry, gentlemen, I'm behind you. I have no light, I have no road, and you are telling me to come and pay what to local government. Please take me to any court you want to take me to, and I'm ready to go to a face that. Gentlemen, I am telling you, until
item on the agenda is to invite our 6th conference speaker, but before we do that, as many of you would notice, we had our keynote speaker come in shortly before we went for tea. So we have within us somebody that is gone through the whole gamut of the political spectrum. We have a great honor and privilege to have him with us this morning, and I'm pleased to invite him to please come and deliver his keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senator Solomon Adiola.
How do I get into politics? It was where I was living. There was supposed to be a councillorship election, and one day, somebody just came out and said he was the councillor for my area and he wants me to support him. I said, what do you do? He said he's a meat seller. I said, you are what? He said, I'm a meat seller. Everybody knows me in this area. And you want to be the councillor in my area. Those that escorted him to my house, after they left, one of them returned to me and said, oh, God, the way you asked that question, I noticed that you are disturbed. The issue is we don't have anybody now who wants to do the business. So it's the person that shows interest that will support. And I said, okay. I'm not saying I want to play politics, but I'm only surprised that can't we even get somebody who knows his left from right to represent us? But then we put a meat seller. When he gets there, what is he going to be saying? So they left us, they left me and they went away. You know, why I bought my first house, where I built my first house and I was living, I was so nice, generous to everybody in the area. People would come, and just see me. My only two ways, my own widows. And moreover, we are doing that to secure ourselves. So that when you say you drive people away, they will come and attack you later. So I was doing that. The landlord association I held a meeting. I said, one of them, he said, why can't I go and represent them? He said, represent you where? Sir, that is how the journey started. Today, the rest is history. Of our brochures and be upstanding as we take the ICAN valedictory song. Till we meet